Yo, dudes, Oren here. I'm going to do a fantasy football draft. I'm going to do four of them, and this is the first one. And it's just a few minutes away. And I'm not going to do this live because I don't want for anybody watching it to get bored and lose interest and click away just because of a bunch of dead time in between picks. So I'm just going to make this a video, edit out the dead time, and make it from pick to pick. And then I'll just go from there. So my strategy, just in general, is to get the best wide receiver and running back possible for my first two picks. I have a short list of people that I have interest in. However, this league I'm in for this draft, it has 10 teams, and I am snake pick, and I am the ninth pick. So I'm thinking all these people that I want are going to be gone. Players like Austin Ekeler or Travis Kelce, Jalen Hurts, Nick Chubb, and then like a bunch of others. So I'd be lucky if I make it out with like a CeeDee Lamb or somebody like that. So, but we'll see. Let's get into it here, and let's see how I do. Got 1 minute to go. I'm Team Shaw because my last name is Shaw. I don't necessarily need a fancy nickname, but if I did, that'd be Big O or Ozone or something like that. I won't skip over these first 8 points just because, let's face it, these are the most interesting picks. So you can kind of see my reaction to who gets drafted and who I want to draft, but I didn't get. So, I guess I'm pick 5. Okay. It's been a while since I did this, so I thought I was originally pick 9, but I guess I'm pick 5. Realistically, I'm hoping I can get away with Nick Chubb because, he's one of the top. Not only is he one of the top running backs, but he's with one of the top 3 offensive lines. And to me, that just spells consistency. And I know he's not a pass catching running back. So there's other players like Austin Ekeler, who I got a big eye on, as well as Christian McCaffrey, whom I question his ability to stay healthy, but anything's possible. So, but I'm anticipating those type of players are going to be gone by the time it's time to pick them. And then Travis Kelce is somebody else who I have my eye on too. I am willing to pick him high if I need to, because he was just really good last year. He was one of the players on my fantasy team last year that helped me win my league. I had 2 leagues, and I won one of them, and I had the likes of Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, Isaac Pacheco, and Travis Kelce was on there, and a mix of a bunch of other players. And that one was pretty successful, while the other one I made a bunch of errors, such as trading away Jamal Williams, thinking when DeAndre Swift came back from injury that he was going to dominate, but he didn't, and Jamal kept dominating him, and I traded him away, and that backfired. So let's see how they have them ranked. Justin Jefferson, that's no surprise. Austin Ekeler, there he is at number 2. Cooper Kupp, gonna come back after an injury year, so who knows how he will do. Hopefully really good, assuming Matt Stafford is back and healthy. There's Christian McCaffrey and Ja'Marr Chase. Now that Joe Burrow is injured, it's kind of a question mark for me too, but I'm thinking he might still be really good with the yak and stuff like that. There's Kelce. They have Bijan Robinson all the way up here at 7. That is interesting. The Falcons have a decent running back based on my research, or decent offensive line based on my research, and also a decent running back with Cordell Patterson. So Tyreek Hill, he was the only player I had on both my fantasy teams. And all right, who did they pick? They picked Justin Jefferson. Austin Ekeler, there he goes. All right. Never lose, huh? See, I would just go Christian McCaffrey, but I guess he's debating between running back and wide receiver in this instance. And with wide receivers, I tend to go with who has the most receptions because, as I said, it's points per reception for this particular league. So, all right. What's he gonna do? Never lose. See, Derrick Henry's up there, but I feel like the Tennessee Titans are gonna go downhill. That so Cooper Kupp is gone. Christian McCaffrey's gone. You know, last year on Yahoo, they the overall advice they gave, just pick Jonathan Taylor #1 and then just go with your gut on everybody else. And I had the #1 pick and I picked him #1 and he wound up stinking, sucking, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go with my gut and I don't even see him up here. Maybe I don't have to pick him right now. I don't necessarily have to pick him right now, so I'm gonna go with Travis Kelce. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I don't pick again until where am I? Pick 16. So I'm kind of in the middle of a couple of things there. So yeah, I just talked about how I wanted to pick Nick Chubb, and I totally didn't because I'm not seeing him ranking high on here. So I'm thinking maybe I could. There he is, number 18. We'll try to get him on the next one. And Austin Eckler and Christian McCaffrey are both gone. They're both receiving running backs. They can rush with the ball, and they can catch the ball, and those are the type of players you want. But I have a couple other players in mind that can do that later down the road that I'm willing to pick. So I'm not too worried about. I'm just hoping to get Nick Chubb here for the reasons I said about having a good old line and him being a good running back. And not only that, he plays in a conference too that where a lot of the people are pass catchers, and so there's not too many running type of teams as well. So Devontae Adams, Jonathan Taylor, CD Lamb are all gone. Derrick Henry's gone. Tyreek Hill's gone. Bijan Robinson's gone. It's at pick 15, one more ahead of me. Then who are you gonna pick? You can or Team Hope, and then you can okay, there's two ahead of me. Okay, so he picked Stephon Diggs. I wonder if I'm going to regret not taking one of the top wide receivers and going with Kelce. But Kelce was so good as a receiver that it's hard to kind of regret. No, gosh, dang it. Chubb was right there and he picked him right in front of me. Oh my gosh, that is unfortunate. Oh my gosh. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles, they have one of the best O-lines. So any player I can pick from there, I'm confident will probably do reasonably well. So I think I'm going to go with A.J. Brown here. Dang it. Chubb, man. There goes Garrett Wilson. And oh, man. I knew I should have picked him at 5 when I had the chance. Maybe in one of the other fantasy leagues. So who do I have so far? Kelce and A.J. Brown. St. Brown is up here at 16. That's always good as a Lions fan. Man, I can't believe it. I might just go quarterback here as well. Nope, Patrick Mahomes is already gone. Well, who's the other one I had my eye on? Jalen Hurts. He might still be there. I know I'm on our St. Brown's a slot receiver, but I'm shocked that so many people are passing on him. I had him in one of my leagues last year, and he did really well. Oh, there goes Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was the quarterback I had my eye on, but he's gone as well. He would have had a lot of good rushing touchdowns. Dang it. Jalen Hurts is gone. St. Brown is gone. Those are two players I had on my short list. I think Lamar Jackson's already gone too, and I wanted him as well. So let's see who we have here. I could use a running back. Maybe Najee Harris. Gibbs, I won't take that high. I'm sorry. Maybe Deebo Samuel. Hopefully he's still healthy and all that. Oh, there's Lamar Jackson. I'll go ahead and get him here. Yeah, I know he caused a lot of drama in the offseason with his contract stuff and that sort of thing, but it sounds like everything worked out. But it does kind of worry me that anytime a player gets a big contract that they won't necessarily play well because, they got what they want with a big contract. But, here, I don't think Lamar Jackson has much to lose. He's got more weapons and he's got a good offensive line. He's got that tight end to help. And, we'll see how it goes. Christian Watson is still there. He might be my other wide receiver pick. He had a really good second half last season, I thought, and he's somebody I have my eye on. It seemed like the Lions weren't able to stop him on that last game, and I went to that last game, so I still don't have any running backs. But like I said, I'm not worried about that just yet. We're looking over here. I think we're entering the fourth round. I have my quarterback, I have a wide receiver, and I have a tight end. Still no running backs. The one I really wanted was already gone. The few that I wanted were already gone, and that's something I guess I anticipated. That's just I had a chance at 5 to get the running back I wanted, and I didn't. And he got picked right in front of me on the next pick. Gibbs, I have a lot of faith in him, but in general, I try not to draft rookies if I can't help it, But I think he should have a good rookie year and should be able to help out quite a bit. But my next target here just so happens to be Christian Watson. And I do believe Jordan Love will probably have an average year, but I think Christian Watson will have a really, really good year. So, and I'm thinking he might be my steal of this draft. Let's see. Oh, they drafted the injured Joe Burrow. So he fell all the way down here. So, what can he do? All right, this is my shot. Oh, Chris Olave's there. He could have a big year too with the Saints' new quarterback from the Raiders. Where did he go? Yep, this is the risky one that everybody's going to scratch their heads, but I think it might be a steal. So I'm going to go ahead and get Christian Watson now. And I think I'm pretty much set on wide receiver. Might be time to get the running backs I was saying I had my eye on. Gibbs, Pierce, Rashad White, Miles Sanders, Kenneth Walker III. Yep, based on my tone of voice, you can tell he's one of the ones I had my eye on. He's not necessarily has a good offensive line, but he was clutch in certain types. Oh my gosh, they just drafted Dalvin Cook and he's a free agent. He doesn't even have a team to go to. That's interesting. But anyways, Kenneth Walker III, I've seen what he's been able to do both at college and at the NFL level. So I'm thinking it'd be wise to get him as well. I think it's time I will focus on the running backs, and I will draft Kenneth Walker III here. And then the other running back I had my eye on is David Montgomery, who did really well for the Chicago Bears last year. Then the Lions swooped in and signed him. He's really good at yak, breaking tackles, which is good for yak. That's not yak because that's a catch, but he's good at breaking tackles and you get more yards, whether it's a rush or a receiving catch. And with Detroit's offensive line, I think he'd be one of the most productive weapons on the Lions offense. So just checking who's the best available at each position. Quarterback Deshaun Watson is still there. Nobody would like to admit it, but he might have a good season now that he's back from suspension and getting back into the swing of things. There's a few rookies. Anthony Richardson's there. There's Stafford. There's Goff. Wide receivers. Chris Godwin of Tampa Bay. He might be somebody I might consider drafting. He didn't have a lot of touchdowns, but he seemed to have had a lot of receptions, which can elevate a bunch of other stuff. So, oh my gosh, I forgot about the QE thing. This can prioritize the players that I want. Probably should have done that before. There goes Kyle Pitts. Oh, well, I'm on the clock. And I just figured out the query thing. So I'm going to get my other running back, and I'm going to go with David Montgomery. He's one of the ones I had my eye on, and I'm going to take him here because I think he'll do a lot of good things, both catching and rushing. So, and because Nick Chubb is gone, I don't really have much of a choice because both those running backs I was highly considering getting, and one of them making one of them as the flex. But you know, it is what it is. Justin Tucker, I hate that guy so much, and I'm going to spend the rest of this draft trying to make sure I get my weapons, who I think will be the most productive, and then I'll get my backups and fill out the other spots. I am on the clock. I'm gonna try to get somebody for the flex who I think might be good. I had Mike Williams last year. That didn't. I don't think he was so as far as I can tell. Tyler Lockett from Seattle, maybe. Pacheco, questionable. It always seems like he's questionable though. Drake London, maybe. Michael Pittman Jr., James Cook from Buffalo. Christian Kirk, Jacksonville. Oh man, 15 seconds left. Oh, Jahan Dotson. He might have a really good second year. I forgot all about him. Like, he's somebody I was kind of hoping the Lions would draft a couple of years ago, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Might have a monster second year if Washington Commanders. I think their offense will be better this year. We'll see. I think Sam Howell is going to be a better quarterback than what people are giving him credit for. Like, his last college year, he didn't have any weapons or protection around him, and he wasn't able to show off his full potential. But I do think he has the potential to be a really good quarterback. You saw what he did to Dallas that last game of the last season when he got in. So we'll see. But I do intend to draft Sam Howell as my backup quarterback. So yeah, the Quaid players. I can't even say the word right. I'm kind of trying to prioritize my bench here a little bit. So, and I do have a big bias against or 4 players who were drafted in the last 3 drafts or so. So if I see a name I recognize, I'll probably be more likely to draft them. Like Drake London, I think he was injured at least in the bits of the beginning. So 193. I might draft Drake London too. But I just don't know how Atlanta's offense is going to do this year. Like, they seem like they might primarily be a rushing offense, you would think. But then that might he might stretch the field to help make that happen. So coming up, I pretty much got my just about all my starters. I'm trying to look at who. Oh, here we go. We'll get more depth guys for the flex spot. But who do I want? Oh yeah, there's George Pickens Depending on how good of a year Kenny Pickett has, that might be a wise pick. Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins are still there. DeAndre Swift is still there. I question Swift's ability to stay healthy, but he can be electric. But he's not playing on Detroit's turf anymore, or their old turf, which they replaced. He's playing for Philadelphia now, so maybe I'll go DeAndre Swift. Let me just take a quick look. There's Jamal Williams, but he doesn't have Detroit's O-line anymore. Yeah. I'll go Drake London. And I'm going to query these players. Query. That's how you say that word, I think. Traylon Burks was somebody else I remember, so. All right, and I think I'm going to start drafting some of these players that I have queried. Who all do I have? Sam Laporta. He might be good with Yak, and he might be the one rookie I'm hoping will be productive. And he seems like he's doing all right in training camp and all that. I queried the Lions' defense, special teams. I do think the Lions are probably going to give up points, but I think their defense is going to increase exponentially with sacks and interceptions. You have the likes of Aiden Hutchinson and Kirby Joseph, not to mention adding CJ Gardner-Johnson and Cam Sutton and those people in your secondary. And I think interceptions are a real possibility, as well as amount of sacks. So that's why I value their defense there. So that's why I queried them. I queried a couple of kickers I kind of had an eye on. So Evan McPherson from Cincinnati, Jake Elliott from Philadelphia. All right, just getting more weapons here. So got wide receiver. Maybe it's time to go running back. I'm going to roll the dice on DeAndre Swift. So I had faith that they would keep Swift, but then it was clear when they drafted Gibbs that they wanted to move on from him. So we'll see how he does in Philadelphia. He's got their offensive line. If he stays healthy, that's the thing. And I'm just looking at my team. How many running backs and wide receivers do I have? I have 1, 2, 3 running backs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receivers. So maybe it wouldn't hurt to find one more wide receiver and query them. Or one more running back, I'm sorry. Wait a minute, what about that Foreman guy? That was a guy who caught my attention when he helped crush the Lions when he was with the Panthers last season. So, but he plays for Chicago, but who knows? And we'll start drafting from here. So yeah, I think I'll do Foreman now. And then I'll start looking at my backups. Starting to see the kickers and the team's defenses and special teams start to go. So might be time to start drafting those other things. I don't expect anybody to draft the Lions defense and special teams, though, considering where they were last year. But that's fine, because like I said, I think they're going to be really good. Time to get my backups, I say. I'll start with Jake Elliott just because he's the highest ranking. So something about Jake Elliott really sticks out to me. So I can't quite put my finger on it, but that number 4 on that green Eagles jersey is just too tempting to look away from. All right. So Sam Howell or Sam Laporta, 2 Sams, and then the Lions defense. This is the point where I'm trying to get the other special stuff out of the way. And I think Sam Howell's got to go first because I don't think people are going to count on Sam Laporta or think of him really high. So I do think Sam Howell will be the breakout star that no one's expecting. So if he is, I'd rather have him on my team as the backup quarterback. So let's go with Sam Howell here. You know, I should find a third string tight end too, now that I think about it. I only prioritize 2 of them. I do think Travis Kelce will do a lot, and I think Laporta will have a productive rookie year. I should probably find a third tight end I think I might be content with. Wait a minute. So how silly of me to forget. Luke Musgrave. He was another receiving option type of tight end that might do good. So he kind of stuck out to me. So let's add him. I like adding people who were part of the draft that I kind of had an eye on just because I want to keep an eye on them and see how they're doing. And the fantasy, drafting in fantasy and having fantasy football and them on your team is really helpful with that, in my opinion. So, all right. What did I say I was going to do next? Oh, yeah, Sam Laporta. I don't think other people will think to get these two. So for all I know, I might be an amateur at this, but you know what? This is my draft, my mock for fantasy football, and I'm going to follow through with it. And I have 3 more that I'm going to make. This is just the first one, and those will probably look much different than this one. So this is just me getting warmed up and getting the jitters out of the way. Then, I'll be more laser focused for the other 3. And who do I want to settle with? You know what? I'll pick the Lions one now because I don't think people will think to get Luke Musgrave. So I'll just go ahead and do that. People will probably laugh at me, but you know what? I think they'll get more sacks and more interceptions. So, and that'll help out with points for sure. What round are we in? It's about to be round 15. How many more slots do I have? Okay, 2 more bench slots. All right, I'm on my final pick, and I'm not quite sure yet what I want to do. I'm looking at the wide receivers and running back, just one more person or maybe, better yet, the flex option. Zay Flowers, maybe a rookie. Elijah Moore from Cleveland. Osborne. I remember Osborne from when the Vikings beat the Lions early last season. He was part of that final drive. Why does it always seem like Rashad Bateman is out? I had him on one of my teams last year, and it was very Oh, here's somebody who I remember from the draft before, Alec Pierce. I think I might just add him just to kind of keep an eye on him. Yay, the roster is full, and now I've completed my draft. Oh, wow, it popped it up right here. And my starting tight end, and my very first pick was Travis Kelce. So he came through for me a lot of games, and I hope he does this year, except for the first game of the season for obvious bias reasons. And let's see. Sam Howell's my backup quarterback. Jake Elliott's my kicker, who hopefully has a silver foot or bronze foot. and just kick good. And then Foreman's one of my other running backs, as well as DeAndre Swift. Drake London's a wide receiver as well. And then I got the Lions, like I said, Sam Laporta's one of my backup tight ends, and Luke Musgrave's my other backup tight end. And I added Alec Pierce because who knows about his wide receiver skills. So, yeah, that's pretty much my team. And the moral of the story is if you have your Nick Chubb and he's available there at 5, you take him and you don't second guess yourself, because your Nick Chubb will get picked right in front of your next pick. So when you have a chance to get your Nick Chubb, get your Nick Chubb. But anyways, that's my first one. There'll be 3 more of these. So as always, go Lions, one pride.